I mean, I'll stand corrected.
As there's, yeah, Austin able to get through. Oh, that's a clean sweep there. As Stanky is spotted towards that connector. Another nade. Oh, unfortunately that hits the door. So, that could have killed him. From above, the two players drop. Dude's able to fight one, able to fight Clef, able with a clean 3-piece, able to get the 4. Can he get the ace here? He does! Trying to respond. Determined able to find Crimson. That's the rifle gone. Determined able to get a clean 3. Hook up Basil. Is Basil the ace? The ace!
Welcome, 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 one and all, to the Disorient Independence Tourney. We are in the final stage of the tourney. Long awaited. The top 4 teams throughout the rest of this tournament are going to be competing today for a chance at victory.
Oh yeah, to be taking the cake, all of the marbles that we've been seeing building up during this whole tournament. This is just the best of the best here making it today. We have Aesir versus REKT right now, starting here any minute, and these are undoubtedly two of the best teams in all of Breachers. And I'm on the edge of my seat to see who's going to be taking this one.
Absolutely. The way these guys were competing yesterday was really impressive. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure how these guys are going to perform against each other, but both of their games were pretty dominant, all things considered, earlier in the quarterfinals. A very strong showing, especially on REKT out of Nero, who is going to be playing today, and Clev. Clev got some beautiful clips in their match. I'm looking forward to seeing how these two players' killing ability and roaming ability is going to be made use of today. Meanwhile, Aesir plays together a very strong team, and Taquito had a pretty strong showing yesterday as well. A lot of good kind of snap turning towards getting those headshots and trying to be consistent in their pushing towards the objective as a unit in making some very fast plays, trying to overwhelm the enemy. Is REKT going to be able to keep up with the pressure in this match? Alternatively, is Aesir not going to be able to make some of their plays that we saw yesterday worked against this, frankly, very strong team today? That's kind of the question I think on my mind.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they're going to be bringing kind of the tops of their strategies altogether. They know that they're going to have to bring some serious heat for this one. Both teams are. And, you know, I know that Clev and Nero seriously stole the show for their team yesterday, but I want to say that even after the tournament, I was on playing some pubs, Breachers, and I was in a game with Ikari, and man, that that guy's a force to be reckoned with. Oh, here we go, starting up. I'm ready to see who's going to be taking this first map. First map's going to be pistol round. Let's see what strategies they're going to be bringing for probably what I find one of the more fun rounds of all of the matches to watch is the pistol rounds, just because it's way more raw skill than any other round. It's everyone has pretty equal playing field. There's no huge gun advantage per se, unless like maybe if you're super skilled with a Taurus. These teams are really going to have to just show who's got the raw power or intellect to be taking this round.
Since this phase has such a low econ, then everybody being on completely equal footing really puts it in behind the back of Nero, watching that doorway, waiting for the push from Aesir.
Looks like they've got the B wall here. Oh, already blown pretty soon after only 15 seconds into the game. That's a pretty fast blowing of the wall there. I'm noticing they're quite exposed for the top window. They must know that no one is watching through that window as they come into garage and fully take it in. We see Hotline covering the flank as Taquito is pushing towards what I can imagine as a hatch play. We see a drone clearing the top side and does die right before it's able to find Nero. Nero might be able to get a nasty flank here because of that. We're seeing Nero just really taking his time. We saw similarly yesterday lots of players who were patient. It super paid off, like that 5K that we saw yesterday coming from REKT as well. Now we see not taking towards the hatch, but just kind of generally holding garage as now they're pushing forward right into Nero's trap.
Neither player necessarily knowing the other is right around that wall. They've both been crouch walking quite a lot. Here's Nero with the pick on Hotline, takes them out. Hotline was completely alone there and no other team were able to back them up. Now, with Nero's position exposed, they are starting to readjust their play here. Each team is down one player. Red also very low on health, so in terms of health advantage, at the very least, REKT is sitting pretty here with all 4 of their remaining players at 100.
We do see that they're taking space towards B. Early on, they seemed a little disjointed, but now it seems that they've all kind of grouped up. They're together. They're ready to take this fight. They've leveled out that health advantage that was there, and now they're just trying to take site. We see Clev is waiting to get that peek, barely misses Terminator. Terminator trying to engage him, but can't quite get the shots on him. Tech9 Jr. trying to back him up, but no one seems to be able to hit Clev. Oh, Neuro
Takes out
gets taken
Neuro. Clef follows up, gets 2 kills.
Oh man, 2v2 situation with a slight health advantage towards Aesir. We see Aesir leaving, trying to fully re-engage at a different site possibly. Tech9 Jr. and Taquito here together. Let's see what they're gonna do. They might try to, oh, they got the plant down. I didn't even notice.
And Clev also got health too. You can see they used that health are back at 100. I think the longer that Aesir waits at this point though, then the slightly more advantage REKT might have. They go for the peek.
Ooh.
Ikari gets a kill.
1v1 situation. We see that Aesir definitely has the advantage here, as it's all on Taquito's swing. Ikari cannot defuse while he knows that Taquito's watching his flank. He's going to try to bait it, make some noise, but Taquito's smarter than that. He's really just going to wait for a real defuse. Now we see Taquito's taking his time, going to get that kill.
Wow, good play by Aesir though. That was very smart. They opened that door really early in the beginning and then made that distraction to allow for that plant during a huge fight, or possibly just before it. I didn't even quite see exactly when it happened, but you don't need to see when it happens. You just need to have the opportunity to try and put that in there while not getting shot up, and then you just back away, you watch it like we saw, and there's not much else you have to do after the bomb gets planted except take everyone out trying to get into that exposed position. And now the econ advantage is in Aesir's favor. We can see Terminator, who was popping off in that last round a little bit with the initial engagements, is being given a Vezin as well as Taquito and Red.
Yeah, looks like, yeah, they are bringing some serious gun power to this upcoming round. As we know, Vezin is basically the best gun in the game, undoubtedly. And taking 3 Vezins against 5 Spectrals, you know, I'm going to put my money on those Vezins. That is going to be a hard fight to take. But, you know, it just means that REKT is going to have to play a little smarter, maybe play a little more spread out to try to counter, you know, a nice grouping headshot that might happen coming out of Aesir. We see that Aesir's taking a little bit of time, figuring out where they want to push from, blowing a hatch right out the gate. But Taquito just kind of barely checking it, not really committing to a drop down or anything. Now we see 3 players over here in the doorway waiting on I imagine a drone to push in. We're just seeing a lot of poking and prodding to see what's going on. They're trying to figure out what the defense looks like, maybe where the best place to push in from is. It looks like Tech9 Jr. finds Mad Dog, but that's really all that he finds. A player in a pretty common position. I feel like that drone maybe could have done a little bit more to bring momentum towards Aesir's side.
We can see Aesir is also giving a ton of respect to REKT with the way that last round went. Aesir got the plant, but only just barely, with 1 player left alive by the end of the pistol round. And you can also see in the mindset of Aesir that they are committing to buying these 3 Vezins for this round. They know that this round win is not a guarantee unless they get a good weapons advantage here. And so far, Tech9 Jr. getting taken out. Clev also down.
Yeah,
A bit of a blow for REKT.
players.
Yeah. Red trying to make a push on Mad Dog. Mad Dog in a fairly good position, all things told, though, is going to be a bit of a difficult shot. But Red, now with their teammate, goes for the push against Mad Dog, takes them out. Mad Dog does not secure a kill in the fight. 3 REKT players taken out. The econ advantage for Aesir really showing up here.
And this is going to be hard for REKT to pull this back. 2 Spectrals, and we know that all of the enemy Vezins here in this situation kind of are relying on a good flank or really good headshot accuracy. It looks like Hotline possibly got some heals there. Yep, it looks like he's healing back up. Now that tiny health advantage that they maybe could bring into a 2v3 has gone away. Now, now it's a 2v3 getting a separate kill entirely. EMP is down, so it looks like Aesir is going to try to kind of back off and do the same thing that they did last round. Back off, try to force the defuse and shoot them while they're doing the defuse. Oh,
good kill by Taquito there. That unfortunately is just the weapon difference making a huge difference, and now the momentum is still way in Aesir's favor. They did spend plenty of money to buy those 3 Vezins with upgrades last round, but they have more money to spend now. 2 of their players having spent basically nothing last round, just trying to match those REKT players. REKT, meanwhile, saving up, is trying to bring the momentum back in their favor. This is going to be a very telling round. I can feel it for the rest of this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we see REKT is bringing 4 Vezins versus Aesir's 5. The gun advantage has more or less kind of gone away. Now we can kind of hope that REKT can bring it back at this point. REKT definitely has their work cut out for them, no doubt. They still are in a huge econ disadvantage, which means that, as we can see, defense is going to bring some utils if they can, but there's not going to be as much as you'd like if you were on defense. So now we're going to see Aesir here doing a similar play to what we saw last time, kind of holding this side of the house. Looks like they're kind of probing where they want to go in again, or at least just listening for where they want to go in. We see one person, who is that? Red, yeah, taking some space over towards the back doors, seeing if he can make some noise or possibly get a pick here.
Keto already at half health from a peek here. Nade thrown through the door, does not hit anybody. Mad Dog holding the sight line against most of Aesir once again.
Yeah, that's a risky play by Mad Dog to be swinging the door a whole lot, but what other choice do you really have when you're in a garage completely alone? Now he sees that he's getting pinched. I bet the adrenaline really is pumping Mad Dog. Trying to get,
Quite.
Swinging with 1 health, that is a risky play. Gets the heal and now is going to just fully back off, giving all of Garage to the enemy. Now we're going to see that Aesir is fully taking in Garage, trying to get some random lucky pot shots through the wall here. And I assume they're going to get some foam down there. We see a lot of players in Garage here throwing some utils across at each other as they foam it down. This is looking pretty good for Aesir. But REKT, look at this, has 2 players ready to flank them, and Aesir is none the wiser. Let's see how timid they are on pushing this. The longer Aesir takes to push this, the more time these 2 flankers have to possibly get behind them. But, oh, where are they going? Oh, they're taking the long route.
Are they looking for Red? We do have to keep in mind that Red is still out and about somewhere on the map. Oh no, there they are. They have the EMP. They've gathered up with the rest of their team. So all of Aesir is together, more or less, for this in comparison to REKT, who is going for a roundabout play. Trying to keep in mind, I assume, how slowly and methodically Aesir has been playing up to this point, depending on the fact that Aesir isn't going to rush in quickly and try and end this round in an unexpected way. Good headshot on Taquito by Mad Dog.
That's huge. Taquito, as we know, is one of the power players over on Aesir. And we also see that Hotline is low health. Looks like he got some help there, though. But now we're seeing it's a 4v3 situation in REKT's favor. This is exactly what REKT wants to see. REKT knows that, or Austin knows that there's someone at this window. Red kind of toying with him a little bit, it seems like.
Oh,
gets the kill! Oh, man.
Good drop shot by Red. That was really impressive and is going to make this an even fight since Ikari was caught out in a bad position next to that blown wall. Now, the position of REKT is pushed way back. Clev and Neuro still the flanking team members for REKT. Only Mad Dog holding it down. They seem to be the anchor for the team at this point in time, and for the past several rounds, they've been caught in some of the most difficult engagements, and this one is no easier than either of the past 2 rounds. However, Hotline is the last Aesir player alive. When did that happen?
Looks like he's just saving this round. This is pretty common. What we see is just knowing you can't take a 1v3 situation with only a few seconds left over. I would save too. It's a smart decision. Now he gets to take that Vezin into the next round. But now we see that this money disadvantage that REKT has is totally flipped. And now we're going to see huge money disadvantage on Aesir's side as they spent a lot of money last round. And, oh, I guess they actually didn't spend too much last round. So they might be able to do the same thing that REKT did, bring 4 Vezins against 5 Vezins. Oh, 5 Vezins against 5. And this is going to be kind of hard for both teams. I'm excited to see what happens here. We see that the site is down on the bottom again. Remember last time here we saw them push that B wall, plant it on the wall, and then run outside. Let's see if they're going to try to do the same thing again. It looks like we see 3 players outside of B, so it looks like they're at least considering just doing the same play a second time.
Did Ikari buy a Taurus just now? It seems
He
like they're
did.
going for more of a util
Wow.
play, not going for a Vezin. Trying to maybe be in an unexpected position like they were last time. They just got caught in a bad spot at that blown wall in that corner, and they got taken out before they could even join the fight. but they didn't have a Vezin last time. They don't have it this time. It seems like REKT is really trying to balance their spending to try and claw their way back into an advantageous position, as we are now on the ground floor for both these bombs. Drone going in, spots the two explosives by the door, and is making their way inside.
Yeah, that is unfortunate that he spotted those bombs so quickly, because that's a lot of money that's basically going down the drain as they immediately can see it and just shoot it down. Looks like they're foaming the B-wall again. That door is down, though. Worried a bit about a flank, but it looks like no one's going to be pushing that. Aesir kind of taking their time, trying to scope out everything where everyone is, as well as kind of choose which doors and hallways they want to be pushing in through. Looks like we don't see much of a hatch play right now. Mostly just kind of down at the bottom. It looks like actually now they're taking a bit of space towards garage. Wow, we see
Mad Dog going for a peek, maybe? Oh no, that's not.
Terminator is solo peeking this kind of back area, which is a really risky play, especially with that static field emitter right in front of him. Oh, we see someone went down. Hotline got domed. I don't even know where.
And Terminator is down too.
Oh, yeah, that's what you get for solo peeking that without any teammates. So now Tech9 telling his team to kind of foam this hatch, but now it's a 3v5 situation. It is not looking good for Aesir right now.
Mad Dog still holding down that position where Terminator was taken out, trying to get a flank on any Aesir teammates that might be trying to follow up. There is a hatch down to Mad Dog's position, but Mad Dog's behind a wall, keeping in mind where that hatch is. That Aesir might try to use it. Aesir seems to be scrambling to figure out some type of strategy to recover this round, as they are in a 3v5 situation with Red down on health, not quite at half, but almost approaching that point. Red does use the health. Neuro going for a peek here, trying to lock down this sightline, prevent any of those three remaining Aesir players from pushing forward.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of engaged and then disengaged, giving them a bit of that space back towards the hatches that they want. Now we see Aesir's pretty split up, one per hatch and then also one at the outside. It's risky, but you know, it's kind of like a gamble, right? It's if you attack from more angles, you have a higher chance of success, but then also you have less teammates to back you up on the angles you're actively trying to hold. So it's a gambit for sure, but it might pay off here. We see only 40 seconds left, so Aesir's gonna have to do something. Either they're gonna save or they're gonna push, but they're gonna have to do it now.
They really have to decide what they're doing, and considering how many Aesir players are outside of the house at this moment in time, it's looking like they're just going to maybe peek in and possibly get 1 or 2 kills to try and hurt the econ of REKT, but considering the risk involved in peeking at this point in the match, I don't know if that's going to end up benefiting them, and all of those Aesir players get taken out, and now they are down
That
in
was
the econ.
crazy. Really good just teamwork and kill power we see from REKT over there. Now we see the scores are 2-2, completely equal. We have 2 more rounds until round swap, but man, you know, I bet Aesir is feeling really good at the beginning, but now REKT is really starting to bring it back.
And you can see, based on what Aesir is buying, they're presumably throwing in the towel for this round, trying to bring the momentum back into their favor in the next round if they can full Vezin buy. They all have about $1,500–$1,600 except for Tech9 Jr. and Hotline, just about breaching that 2K mark. Meanwhile, REKT is able to full buy with the best gun in the game, with all the utils they could ask for, and considering how they've been recovering this game, trying to bring momentum back into their advantage this whole time, them having the advantage is really not looking good for Aesir's last couple rounds on attack.
And let's also note that not only do they have a huge amount of util, but REKT also has 4 health syringes. Meanwhile, Aesir only has 1. So not only is Aesir bringing in with a gun disadvantage, but they're coming in with a basically healing disadvantage, total health disadvantage. REKT is very stacked this round. It's going to take kind of a miracle play by Aesir to really pull this through, which, you know, if any team can do it, it's going to be Aesir.
By and large, I have been liking the drone work that Aesir has been pulling off during this match. They're just trying to spot, like the last couple roaming team members of REKT, to try and breach from the most exposed position in terms of REKT's defense, and trying to do it in a timely manner as well. but it seems like REKT has really been trying to just take things methodically, take a note out of what Aesir did for those first 2 rounds in really playing things to the clock. Hotline going to breach through that wall. All of Aesir is together.
Ooh, nice smoke. That was amazing. Now they're going to cut off all sight lines from the enemy.
Double smoke too. You can't just run past the smoke now. You've got to either wait for Aesir to make the play, or Aesir just charges in. That wall, that door blocker is still up, however.
Yeah, the nade didn't quite do anything. It was a good prediction, but just couldn't quite read where the enemies were from.
Good double kill by Ikari. They got pushed, only down to half health though, and is able to heal because of that full buy.
Wow. Ikari, yeah.
4 players down for Aesir. Ikari the only one down for REKT. Taquito was holding it down, but Clev peeked knowing they had the moment.
Yeah, look at that. Now Ikari is the only one who's going to have to buy a Vezin next round. Ironically, also, Ikari was the only one who didn't have a health. So, I mean, we're going to see... I mean, look at this. Mad Dog with 6,000. Austin with 7,175. I mean, it is hugely in REKT's favor. This is also last round, so REKT has huge incentive to full buy. They're going to just buy essentially every util in the game. I mean, there's no reason not to. They're going to lose all their points next round, so they're going to plant mines. They're going to plant static field emitters. They're going to put proc sensors. They're going to do the whole works. Meanwhile, Aesir can really just get Vezins. We see they got, what is that? 1 drone and 1 health syringe and a foam, but that's more or less it. You know, and...
It helps that they were saving up the previous round, definitely planning ahead for this one, knowing they were all but going to lose and just hoping picks in that last round, like the one on Ikari, and Ikari being the only player on REKT with a low econ as a result. But Aesir was definitely hoping for at least a little bit more last round.
Yeah, I would too, for sure. But, you know, this is a new round, new possibilities. You know, as many utils as you want to put down, ultimately none of them quite add up to just one good player with a Vezin. So it definitely is possible for Aesir to still take this.
Looks like they got a drone spot.
Nice.
On one REKT player there, not quite aware of where Mad Dog is positioned. Honestly, I think Mad Dog is one of my favorite players so far in this match, just because they always seem to be in an active position, holding something down, trying to hold back the tide of Aesir players. Aesir now knowing where most of REKT is positioned can assume the rest, breaches in from the top here.
Oh, passing the EMP around a little bit. They know that there's a player up here, but they just don't quite know where he is because the drone scared him away. So,
good kill by Neuro there. Headshot on Tech9 Jr. The EMP is still for Aesir, but now that Neuro's given away their position, that honestly hurts Aesir a little bit more. They're going to be really tentative to move past that door. Terminator trying to peek things to allow Red to reposition. And Mad Dog backing up his fellow player, the rest of REKT, presumably just holding things down, knowing they already have the score advantage in terms of overall rounds won. Aesir needs to completely change their strategy around because of the positional advantage of REKT and the player advantage as well.
Yeah, and I can't say I blame him. I wouldn't want to take that fight against Neuro either, especially once he got backed up by Mad Dog. Not that I think they even recognize that. Now we see that they're taking Garage. Got spotted by, a pretty nasty proc sensor. So now the enemy knows that they're in Garage, but I wonder if they know what they're going to do with it. I wouldn't be predicting they'd be blowing this wall, but, you know, it looks like, Austin kind of sees it coming. They have good static field emitters on B site. Looks like they kind of predicted a B site push, at least with these static field emitters and that proc sensor going down in Garage. We see Ikari with a pretty nasty angle here.
Might be able to kill the EMP. There goes Red,
right into it.
Down for the count. One more player behind Red trying to recover that EMP is going to be risky anyways, because Ikari could still be in the position they were in when they got that headshot.
And 3v5 situation not looking good for Aesir right now. Another one goes down. A nasty nade towards Hotline. But he needs to go back for that EMP. Terminator not quite backing him up. I don't even know where Terminator is now. Oh, in Garage. So these two players are trying to push this site together, but oh man, I'd be wary of a flank at this point. I mean, a 2v5 situation, or 2v4 situation, REKT definitely has the manpower to be able to send someone through the back lines and just kind of ruin their day. We see Austin gets low health by a grenade. Terminator kind of celebrating a little bit there. Takes out the static field emitter, but we see only 8 seconds left here. He's gonna have to just push it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at that point, you're just hoping for a miracle. But there's not a whole lot you can do when you're in a 1v3 situation and the enemy already knows where you are, knows you have to push at this one certain time. The fact that Aesir had to reposition with only a minute and a half left and then got spotted on the reposition while they were down one player, the round was just about lost by that point, except for the slight possibility of a really well done play. But this is the moment where Aesir can potentially bring things back into their favor. REKT does have the advantage, but the econ has been fully wiped. It's just a pistol round once again, with low util for both sides, and Aesir is on defense. They saw REKT's very strong defense. Is REKT's offense going to be just as difficult for Aesir to manage, or is Aesir going to pull a page out of REKT's book and start to get the scores per round back into their favor?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely know, as with all games, you know, like this, some teams tend to prefer one side over another. I know in general, I'd say defense is kind of the preferred, you know, side to be.
Oh, good peek there. Ikari taken out, was just not ready for that type of play.
Man, so now we see Neuro's gonna have to drone in here. Neuro completely alone once this drone goes down. We see.
Oh, the Mad Dog also got taken out. REKT, the defense for Aesir, very aggressive and definitely very unexpected, but that sudden aggressive play by Aesir is really working in their advantage. REKT was not at all ready for this and is down 3 players, barely, only just barely having entered into the building. Austin completely by themselves is about to get headshot by 3 different Aesir players as soon as they peek around the wrong doorway.
Yeah, it is not looking good for REKT right now. We see, yeah, Austin is basically completely alone. Is gonna just have to pull this through on their own, and there's really no point in saving a Spectral, right? So we know that they're more than likely gonna just try to push this. Whether they're gonna be able to actually take this, I don't think so. But you know, I still am excited to see it. Austin just kind of scoping around, making a lot of noise, really revealing his position by walking around so much. Neuro
is going to be saving that health pack. It looks like that's what the strategy is Austin's going to try to get at least 1 pick. Some sort of miracle play, but because there's no reason... Oh, Hotline takes them out. Okay, that's going to be the end of the round.
Yeah,
we're just going to be chilling here for a minute and a half. Unless Aesir does something insane and peeks on Neuro, which... With the way this round started, I wouldn't be super surprised if they looked at the surviving player count, looked at the fact that they haven't seen anything out of Neuro this entire round, and considered the possibility of peeking out of windows. But Neuro, knowing that's the case, is not going to do anything stupid, has 2 health packs, going to be passing those out to teammates in the next round, and we'll just be relaxing here until then.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope that those health packs are good enough to bring this next round, because they're going to need it. Otherwise, the scores will be tied after this next one, unless REKT can really pull it together. We're going to see a gun advantage going towards Aesir, or at least a monetary advantage going towards Aesir for this next round. And if this next round is anything like this current one, but with a Aesir gun advantage, I'd be sweating if I was REKT.
One sometimes underlooked facet of all competition in general, especially in video games, is the momentum advantage from a mental perspective, not even just the econ, since the economy is even here, but the fact that Aesir got such an overwhelming, immediate, satisfactory win on this round through their very aggressive, unexpected peeking and plays is definitely going to hurt the mentality of REKT. They're going to have to re-strategize a little bit and try and refocus up. Meanwhile, Aesir is probably riding the high of that sudden swap to being only 1 round win behind.
Yeah,
Aesir or REKT, excuse me.
All right, well, Aesir takes that one. We're going into the next round here. We see it's top site. This is one of my least favorite ones to push.
Yeah,
I find push personally, but you know, I'm not on REKT, so we're good. Yeah, as we see, this gun advantage is going towards Aesir as they're kind of figuring out what they want. Looks like they're bringing 3-4 Vezins to this round.
Oh, and Aesir is bringing There we go. Okay, so no large weapons for REKT. They're probably just going to be playing for some picks here, some lucky shots, possibly a really good flank. But it's really up in the air whether REKT is going to get anything substantial out of this round because of the huge econ advantage for Aesir.
Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be hard pressed. Spectral is a great pistol. It's my favorite pistol. It's been my favorite pistol even before the buff.
The
but-
James Bond, if you will.
but it does not hold a candle to a good Vezin. But we're seeing, looks like a lot of players towards the back door, or maybe actually just Neuro on his own. Let's see if Neuro's good enough to just kind of push this. Neuro breaking a couple doors and then just sitting in a corner waiting to see what's going to happen. We see a lot of the rest of his team up at the top. Man, they're breaking a lot of windows. This is a pretty good strategy that I like, which is you just kind of break everything, and then the enemy can't hear you coming. They won't know, if you break, they won't hear a window break and go, oh, they're coming from this angle, because you already broke the window ages ago. So it really just puts the pressure onto defense to have to actively watch all of these different angles, because the only thing you can hear is them vaulting in. And the vault, while it does make noise, is not nearly as loud as breaking it, vaulting, possibly even shooting the door down, as we see a lot of players like to shoot doors down, even though it's much louder. Now we're seeing a lot of players going through the back door here, kind of taking some, Neuro taking pot shots, almost gets a kill, brings Terminator down to 1 health. He's going to have to go to his teammate for some health there if he can. He's going to try to get him through the doorway. We see Terminator got some health, but Taquito got shot down a little bit. Now, wow, we got a lot of...
All of Aesir repositioning door.
Right. It looks like Aesir is predicting an A play, absolutely, which is a good prediction to have. But REKT really isn't doing anything right now. Okay, so they've foamed this wall, but looks like they're kind of giving enough time for Aesir to double guess themselves. Well, they're kind of running around doing some pot shots. Maybe not. I don't know what exactly they're waiting for here. Akari ready to put that plant down, and it just barely inside the room, so that again he can try and run away and not give too much room to Aesir. We're seeing REKT is ready to blow this. They must be waiting on Austin up top or something. They're just giving it some good time. 1 minute, 15 seconds left. Mad Dog gets taken out. That was quick. Hotline is blind right now. Gets pot shot a little bit. Now he's going to swing this Hotline. Gets Clev. We see Akari putting the E down, but Clev gets taken out. Ikari goes down by Red. Tech9 takes Austin out. That's only 1 shot.
And Clev potentially about to be flanked by 2 players. Is Neuro going to be able to back up their fellow teammate? Gets taken out by Terminator, and now Aesir is going to be able to defuse just fine.
Yeah.
Last player for REKT taken out, and now things are going to be tied up as soon as Tech9 Jr. locks in this defuse.
This is a great matchup. We also saw really good target prioritization by REKT there. We saw the REKT player, he saw multiple enemies pushing him, and he considered shooting at the one that was directly the closest guy in front of him, but instead he reconsidered and started shooting at the one defusing, hoping that while he was making noise, killing the defuser, his teammate then could back him up and avenge him and kill the ones that ended up killing him. It didn't quite go that way, but it was a testament of their skill, even if it was one of those more minor things that was a little harder to catch. So now we're seeing REKT bring 5 Vezins against 5 Vezins. So this is going to be a pretty even match all the way around. It's a 4-4 score scenario, 5v5. Everyone has Vezins. It looks like Mad Dog. Oh, nope, he's got his back. He's bringing the EMP in for this one. They're debating what for this match. Looks like REKT, though, you notice they have no money left over. So if REKT doesn't take this round, they're going to be in a massive econ deficit. Massive.
In the meantime, Aesir can technically afford to lose this round and still be able to bring things back right afterwards. The pressure is on for REKT to do well on attack. Here's the start of the round, taking out 1 window there.
Oh, getting some shots back through the doorway there. Pretty smart by Hotline to do that. He knows that they're possibly trying to push in through there. Little does he know that they were just shooting at it from far away just to kind of open that window up. I find it very interesting REKT chooses to shoot that window open, because it's pretty common for players to peek out that window and try to shoot, just kind of whoever's out there. And we see that there are 2 REKT players out there. So it's a bit risky to shoot it down, but it looks like Aesir's not taking advantage of that window, and Mad Dog's more than happy about that.
REKT, just like Aesir was earlier, playing this very precociously, sending the drone in, cautiously trying to look for any sort of mines, try and figure out where all these Aesir players are positioned, and that's a testament to the fact that they know this is potentially the last winnable round for them. If they lose this round, things are not looking good for the rest of this map for their team. A blind grenade around the corner, assuming that a REKT player was following that drone very closely. Does not get the drone, does not get any players, and now REKT is moving in, feeling like they know just enough of what they need to know. Shooting through that wall, trying to get some shots.
Wow.
Gets spotted.
Falls for the same proc sensor. So this is going very similar to last when the sides were swapped, that, you know, they take garage, they knew garage was empty, they're taking a lot of space into it, now they're just kind of taking
And red
their time.
on Aesir gets taken out from
Oh.
somewhere.
I didn't even see that happen. Clev getting a nice shot. Oh, Clev taking out their top. That's huge. Now we see a good advantage, player advantage towards REKT. They're going to be foaming this wall, as I imagine they're waiting for Clev. Yep, to rendezvous. Here he is now in garage. Very interesting that we see all of REKT kind of pushing from the same angle. We see one at the window there. Who's that? Mad Dog. Out at the window at another angle. Now,
Mad Dog ready to move in as soon as the wall is breached. I expect a lot of action here. Aesir seems to be expecting that as well, trying to position in different angles to minimize the casualties in one high engagement moment. That's two players for Aesir now taken out, and Terminator in a terrible position considering how they can get pinched. Takes out Clev though. It's a Mad Dog as well. That totally brings things back for Aesir. Terminator gets taken out, kills Neuro.
oh man.
No, Neuro is still alive. Okay, it's a 3v2, but that double kill by Terminator brought things back into Aesir's potential for winning this round. There's still only two players for Aesir, and they are at a disadvantage in terms of health as well, but there's a chance. The fact they were able to take out two players after losing a player and then Terminator about to go down does leave the opportunity for Aesir to just hold here. Keep Neuro behind that wall. Keep them from peeking. The one thing they have to look out for is any Aesir players peeking in. Good kill there.
This is good. They're taking a lot of space towards the EMP. They know that they're holding garage. So we see Hotline kind of taking a little bit of space outwards, trying to not quite get a flank, but just get another position.
Good
Gets a good
kill.
kill on. Now it's a 2v1 situation, but the EMP is going to go off any second here. Now it's a 1v1 with Tech9 Jr. Looks like he's saving. That was so close. But REKT takes this win, and REKT needed it. They absolutely needed that win.
Oh, he got him! He tried to play unexpected, but Ikari knows. They are locked in to the Aesir mindset at this point. They kept in mind the pistol round. They flashed back to that moment. They waited behind the wall, and they knew something aggressive was going to happen out of Aesir. Aesir so good at the unexpected plays, but that was a really important read for REKT, able to maintain some of that money in their advantage. You can see Ikari still has $2,500 at this point. Austin also at 2K. Not having bought any Vezin though. That is 4 Vezins for REKT, 5 for Aesir, but Aesir now the ones with low econ. Is Austin going to buy anything, or are they going for a different play, possibly even going to steal a weapon from an Aesir player if they find themselves in a good position?
This is a great question, and these are the things that we can only find out by watching this round, which is going to be starting in 4 seconds here. 3 seconds left, and REKT is taking a lot of space towards the front door, we're seeing. Not exactly... Okay, they're droning out right out the gate. Kind of a far away drone. Something I'm noticing from REKT is they spend a lot of drone power just kind of getting the drone towards the building. I think because they know Aesir is known for blowing open a door, rushing outside and getting a kill, and then running back inside. They don't want to risk using this drone next to the door where, yes, you get more drone power, but you risk getting shot in the back like we saw the first round of the side swap. We're seeing Neuro really checking his corners here. Not much really being achieved by this drone. Sure, he knows that these doors are empty, but he didn't see any enemies during this whole push. But he didn't see any enemies because there's none at the top or the middle floor. We're seeing REKT take a lot of space forward. They already foamed the B wall there. I imagine they're going to be going towards the hatches now as we see 3 players are on the middle floor. Clev watching their flank through the window. Looks like they're just taking space, really trying to... Oh, did they hear footsteps through here? What are they doing?
They must have known that Taquito is somewhere down there trying to watch the sight lane. Oh, and they can shoot through. They can shoot through the roof. Tries to go for a blind shot on Taquito. Does not get any hits, however, but now Taquito knows they could shoot through the floor there. I did not know you could do that.
That
Wow.
was awesome. I mean, it didn't achieve anything, but man, impressive. They were so close to getting a kill there. That would have been huge for REKT. But it doesn't matter because REKT is still going to be taking these hatches, taking these walls. They're going to get some coordinated explosions going on here with their breaching foams. Now we're seeing Aesir's, even though they're seeing a lot of noise and drones and shots towards B, we still see a lot of Aesir towards A side. I don't know if they are expecting it to be a fake or what, but Austin now, okay, it looks like they're finally rendezvousing with their team over on B side. Oh, takes out Taquito through the wall. Man, Taquito just can't get a break. Getting shot through every possible surface. Clev already inside the site. If Clev had the EMP, that would be... Oh, and it looks like it gets it tossed to him. He's going to pick it up and try to plant it down as his teammates are going to watch his back. This is going amazing for REKT right now. Aesir cannot take space towards that EMP. And as soon as that EMP is down, which it is now, they're going to do the same thing they did that first round. They're going to run outside, and they're just going to have to wait for the enemy to peek it. This is a super common B strategy. And the fact that Aesir let it happen is a huge miss.
Good kill on Austin, though, by Red. Austin did not have anything but Neuro did. And now it's a 3v4 situation. EMP is in a very exposed position. Great for REKT to be watching, and Aesir trying to make some sort of time play. Hotline taken
Mad
out.
Dog.
No, Mad Dog taken out by Hotline.
Wow. They're really
Clev. Watching that. Gets a kill on Terminator.
Oh!
Is the defuse happening? A triple kill! Whoa!
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I get it. That was not a bad idea to try to have your teammates bullet sponge the one defusing, and but they didn't quite fire back. We see, who is that? Clev just getting a little jig going on. Clev really celebrating their win there. Now we see that REKT is 1 point away from winning. I'm on the edge of my seat this whole game. This is the peak of what Breachers is for. This is why we be running this tournament, because this is the type of games that I'm here for. I'm excited to see this next game going on. We see Ikari giving a gun to one of his teammates, and it looks like Neuro's going to pick it up. Neuro, of course, one of the craziest players in Breachers.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that attempted flank play there. They did end up getting taken out before Clev ended up stealing the highlight reel moment. But Aesir really seems to know that technically there's one round after this should they win this round, but this is really make or break on whether they're going to be able to tie things up or if REKT is actually going to have a victory on the first map.
Only time can tell, but I believe only they can draw at this point. Aesir is bringing SMGs. Yeah, so Aesir, they know they can't save. They know that they can't just wait to, try and, if they lose this round, oh no, well, next round I'll get a Vezin. There is no next round if they lose this one. They're going to be bringing RCPs, personally my favorite SMG, but also the most expensive one, meaning that they won't be able to really bring any utils. Aesir's only hope is to use those SMGs to propel them into the next round where they can bring Vezins and then end up tying this through. But either way, REKT is at a huge advantage, and at this point, REKT, even if they had to take a tie, I don't think REKT would be too unhappy with that situation.
It's also interesting to see Neuro's drone there, very methodical, going the exact same path as last round, clearing the exact same corners, seeing if it's a repeat. If they don't see anybody, then they know exactly where to play. But they saw 3 players through that B-site connector. Tech9 Junior posting up behind the wall, getting shot up, forced to reposition more aggressively, gets a kill, and gets out. 1-1. Mad Dog taken out, Tech9 Junior taken out.
Wow, I can only hope that's an even trade, though. I mean, I know Tech9 Junior is a huge player over on Aesir. But 4v4 situation, it's not looking terrible, but the gun disadvantage definitely still is there. We see Ikari got a Vezin, got rid of his rule, and now... Oh, Terminator taking a bit of shots through the wall there. We see 2 Aesir players holding the same position. Not what you want to see if you're Aesir. that is a move of desperation rather than strategy, in my opinion. But we're seeing Austin getting a pretty good flank while Invis going towards the garage here with his teammates. Now they're all rendezvoused. They're gonna try and blow these these walls, push in together. Clev not quite blowing his wall. Ikari getting a nasty nade. Not quite. Oh man. But pushes Red out of his position. So even though he didn't get a kill, that was still an effective nade, and we see 3K goes down. It's just Red who had to run away from a nade, and all of his teammates die in the wake of it.
And the EMP is planted too. The pressure's on for Red.
Oh man, I mean, this is all but one for REKT at this point. There's no way one Red with an RCP can take on 4 REKT players with Vezins. Red, no health available to him. Yep, he
Taken
has
out
to
by
pick up
Neuro,
fight
yeah.
and gets taken out. Good job, REKT. That was an amazing game. I was on the edge of my seat that whole time. I had no idea who until the end there. But REKT definitely deserved that win. They showed not only a higher level of kind of skill, but I mean just kind of coordination with what they were doing on the offense and defense side.
And that's what I'm talking about with the mental advantage too. As soon as REKT started getting that momentum in their favor, they knew that they were in Aesir's head. At least as I can see from this perspective, Aesir tried a couple slightly more aggressive plays than one might expect or one might recommend. And those plays don't work if the other team is ready for those to happen, and REKT definitely was. They knew the pressure was on for Aesir, and Aesir tried to go for something risky a couple times and tried to hold back the other times, and REKT just knew the exact moments when to push in slightly faster than Aesir was ready for, was able to get those rounds, bang bang bop, right into a win on this map 1.
Yeah, definitely. We're also seeing over on the top side of Aesir is Red going 9-8 with a score of 135. Over on REKT, we see Clev with a 3 KD, 15-5 with 2 assists. Clev definitely cementing his his proof that he deserves to be on REKT
As the clip master for the day.
Yeah, no kidding. I definitely imagine we're going to be seeing some highlights coming out of this game for our highlight reel. We're going to be going into the next map here in a bit. Looks like REKT might be doing a bit of roster swaps or just general player drops as they come back in. Aesir's also missed one, but as soon as this next map is going to be started, we're going to be going right into it. And
it seems like they're lined up for Factory to be the next map. Do you have any general insight on a Factory here? Something you might expect to see, considering that Aesir will be on defense to start for this map, it looks like.
Yeah, you know, Factory has a lot less shootable walls than Hideout. Hideout, like we saw, you can kind of shoot through the floor, ceiling, whatever, and you can shoot through a lot of the wooden areas. There's a lot of hatches, there's a lot of walls to explode. Factory is a lot more. I guess linear is the word. It's a lot more just you kind of you have to go. You can't shoot through the walls as much. There's a lot less there's a lot less multiple angles that you can get by breaching so many hatches and walls. You kind of just have to push it, and in my opinion, that makes Factory a little bit more of a kind of a raw skill-based map, unless you're really good at utils or something, like we saw yesterday during one of our matches with the nades against Bandit, which was just a huge game changer. Ended up getting 3 nade kills, I believe. And so if we see something again like that, then that can be a total game changer. But I'm excited to see how this one goes. I predict we're probably going to see the same amount, if not more, kind of players breaking windows, breaking doors, running out, trying to get a little cheeky flank and get a kill and then run back in. This map also is not as easy, I believe, to kind of just plant and run away. Like we saw on the bottom B site multiple times where they'd plant that EMP down, run away, and then just get like a nasty 3K as they're trying to defuse. There's going to be a little bit less of that in spots to hide, in my opinion. It's a little more involved on how you're going to be planting, how you're going to be positioning, and how you're going to be site clearing. I hope that we see a bit more smokes and utils. I found it very interesting and fun when both teams brought out smokes, like when Ikari pushed the double smoke and then got, I think it was a 2 or 3K out of it. More plays like that I find super interesting, and I think are huge game changers. I think smokes are kind of an underutilized util in breachers at the moment, as the meta is still definitely developing. But here we go. We're opening into Factory bomb defusal. I thank you all for joining us here in the Twitch stream. It's been super fun, and here we go. We're gonna be jumping in.
All right, Aesir setting up to try and get something done in this pistol round. The one thing I've said it once, twice, 3 times. I'll say it again, that the only momentum holdover from previous rounds is going to be that mental. That mentality. Hopefully Aesir had a bit of a reset, shake off the end of that last round. Some of those fights were close, some of them really were not. REKT hopefully trying to keep that momentum in their favor, trying to stay hyped, stay together, keep that coordination locked in as it was for the last 2 or 3 rounds of that previous map. It's going to be very telling here. This push, you can see Austin with the EMP way off to the side. and Neuro trying to back up their breaching teammates through those doors, also trying to get a drone ready to go through this door, peeking for their teammates. Is going to spot one player there through the main area of the factory, and expecting that Aesir player to back up and reposition a little bit after being spotted, is going to move the drone fully, and peeking around all these corners is going to really be spending that time making sure their teammates don't get flanked, rather than trying to go out of their way to spot the different players on Aesir. I think that's a very safe play, and something that I'm really appreciating about Neuro's droning is how methodical and deliberate this droning is. They're not just rushing and trying to look for players, they're trying to look ahead of where the rest of their teammates are going to be moving in, and make some firmed, defined group up points, which in this case is all the way through this massive open area where there's so many potential flank points for Aesir that Aesir is just not using in this first round. Austin with the EMP being backed up by Neuro. It seems like REKT is trying to time things out and choose which direction they're going to move in from. 3 players over on the right side. Do they have the EMP with them? Yes, they do. Austin is there. Austin hit a couple. Not get any clips onto Aesir players, but Hotline is now pretty low on health. Terminator taken out fully. Hotline uses the health and knows they have to back up where Terminator was taken out, but Ashton and Austin, that's going to be a bit of a tongue twister to say here, both taken out for REKT. Now the player and health advantage is in favor of Aesir.
Oh, someone just sneaking by Mad Dog. Not quite able to get any shots or picks onto him. You see Neuro kind of picking where he wants to be pushing in from, doing pot shots from one position, run into, trying to back up his buddy Mad Dog. We see a lot of protection over by the orange stairs from Aesir, which, you know, does not surprise me. Orange stairs is such a powerful position for both sides to really be able to hold down. But, you know, the REKT is so close to being able to push onto A site and get a plant down. So I kind of wonder if they're maybe a little bit too far away to effectively back up their team too much. Now we see a nice pin
Mad
going
Dog
on.
know the
by
Tech
Mad
9
Dog.
Junior's around that corner?
Oh!
No, he did.
But he's pulling his attention as his teammate.
Oh,
He's gonna
good
get the flank on him.
there.
Oh man. Now we see Mad Dog is one shot
Does
gets
get taken out there.
brought down by Taquito. Just was too low. So now we see the EMP is in front of Neuro. Neuro's gonna have to expose himself to pick up this
Good
EMP.
kill on red. Short time though for Neuro. They either have to rush in and get some kills, which it looks like is what they're going to be trying to do. Good kill on Hotline. There's a potential here. If they get lucky with the headshots, they go around the corner trying to get... Taquito had that positional advantage. They knew that Neuro would not move around that corner quite as quickly as they needed to. There was just that little inlet that made the difference. Neuro peeked the corner and then was like, where was Taquito, for just a split moment, and that was all that they needed. Bring this round back.
Yeah, it looks like when he swung that corner, he had his gun down, which I think ultimately made him end up losing it. But he did have the health disadvantage, so he would have had to get basically an extremely lucky double headshot to be able to take that. But still, the fact that that round was as close as it was is a testament to both teams' skill. But now we're in a fully new round where Aesir is only going to be bringing 2 Vezins to this one. Meanwhile, REKT is going to be bringing 5 Spectrals. Now, 2 Vezins is nothing to scoff at, but that's not quite the gun advantage that I would really want if I was Aesir. Look at this. Taquito's not only got a Vezin, he's got a fully upgraded Vezin. I mean, instead of maybe trying to save that money and distribute it around to get his teammates like an SMG or something, or a Taurus, he's just like, no, give me all your money, put it all into this Vezin. Come on, invest in Taquito. So
the Taquito stocks are through the roof right now at the start of round 2 on Factory. Neuro and Mad Dog up at the top, and it seems like REKT is very spread out right now, trying to fully surround Aesir. Hotline, it seems like, is going to be trying and flanking through one window or another, catching, hopefully for Aesir, catching those REKT players off guard. If we do remember, on the previous map, though, REKT was at a win disadvantage towards the beginning, and presumably was trying to feel out the way that Aesir plays the map, and then as soon as they had that locked in, started getting win after win after win. And Aesir is really trying to keep that momentum in their favor. That win on the first round was really important for them, though. That was a strong, solid win. There wasn't even anything in particular overly aggressive or flashy. They just won the round by playing patiently, playing smart, and put REKT in a bad position. REKT is going to try and recover here. Ashton and Austin slowly holding this site and leaving Austin all alone to try and hopefully draw attention away from where the EMP holder is positioned. The rest of Aesir hanging out mostly around A site, it would seem, leaving one player over at B.
Whoa.
Aesir very together here. Whoa.
Taquito bugging a little bit. Oh no! But Arnie's got the Taquito.
Oh no!
Is he back in? Oh no, he got replaced by Stone. It looks like, I believe. Wow, that was weird. I like that all of his teammates watched the transition happen. Like they were like, we cannot lose Taquito stock.
I mean, yeah, Taquito did have a big gun, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was kind of the big thing. Investing in the Taquito stock, as you said, turned into bot Arnie stock. And now Clev peeking in, trying to cause a bit of a stock collapse here, not aware that the title of the stock has changed to Stone.
Oh, whoa!
Hotline turning away at just the wrong moment. Shot off and loses health because of it. The 3 REKT players are taken out, as opposed to that is a
man.
REKT. Things are not looking good for them on Factory at this moment in time.
Dang.
Aesir really patient with the buys, essentially seeming to think that they can win a second pistol round, which is exactly what that round was, and because of that, can now full buy Vezins with money left over for pretty much everybody on their team except Tech9 Jr. at this point.
Yeah.
And REKT being forced to be very selective about their purchases here. A lot of them going for Vezins, knowing they have to get the momentum back in their favor at this point, but it's just not looking great, and it's only round 2.
Yeah. Yes. The adrenaline definitely is high. The tension is high. The need to win this round is extremely high for REKT. REKT really needs to be bringing this one back, and we saw at the last map something kind of similar happen of the momentum needing to be taken back by one of the teams, but it doesn't make it any less stressful. It doesn't make it any less hard. REKT is really going to have to bring their A game here for this one. We're seeing that they're bringing mostly Vezins with Mad Dog, and then we're seeing 5 Vezins and a bunch of Spectrals coming in over on Aesir's side. Aesir having one person up protecting the hatches while everyone else is kind of sight defending. Terminator at the same spot that he was last round, kind of between the front doors and the orange stairs. Just holding that down, making sure that they're not coming out of the front doors. Looks like, I believe that was REKT, or maybe Aesir shot down the doors so that they wouldn't know where they're coming from. We're seeing a long flank go on by Clev here, who spots something and runs away. Red, ready to, oh man, ready to kill. That is a Venus flytrap, just ready to go. But looks like he's not going to be taking that bait. Clev instead completely disengaging, going to rendezvous over on this side. We see some random pot shots, I imagine, going through that breachable wall there. We see that Mad Dog and one of his teammates have taken space into this room looking towards B. They're kind of taking some space in. They are taking some, clearly they're talking, taking some space, figuring out what they best want to do next. We're seeing a lot of footsteps are going on too. I'm surprised they're not more, maybe not doing any shots. But it looks like they just don't care. REKT is not really being pushed at all or pressured at all in this position. We see 3 of them outside kind of holding their teammates' flank, but not much is happening right now. I wonder if they're waiting for kind of some time to pass so that they can put some pressure on, or maybe try to make it look like it's a fake play. Looks like Red does take out Ashton from outside.
Oh,
that's a Vezin down. So, oh, Mad Dog gets taken out by Terminator. That is not good for REKT.
Tech9 Jr. does get taken out for Aesir, but 2 players down versus 1. That is a pretty big difference considering how slowly REKT has been playing this round. Are they going to save even with 3 players at this point in the map and just try and punish any sort of very aggressive play by Aesir, or are they going to try and pull a win, a rabbit out of a hat for this round?
Yeah. Then, oh, you are not joking when they need essentially a magic trick to pull this one off. Losing Clev, their top player last game, is going to be really difficult to pull this back here now. We see Neuro is actually top scoring over on REKT right now, but who knows how long that's going to be going on for. And, oh, enters a
Good kill by Neuro. Very low on
Fighting.
health. Okay, Austin trying to pull a little bit of attention away from their fellow teammate and holding down the doorway while Neuro backs up, presumably to try and save. We are on only 24 seconds left. Neuro grabbing that health too. Very good. It seems like REKT is probably going to save here and just try and punish any sort of overly aggressive play by Aesir. Oh, it's a 2v2 situation. When did that happen?
Whoa!
Oh, 2v1 to keep Austin going for a rush play. Gets the kill on Hotline.
And the Rabbit out of the hat as we see REKT takes this map. That takes this round.
That was magical.
That was
and that was huge momentum for REKT. If Aesir won that third round in a row, that would have been brutal for the mentality and economy of REKT. There would have been so much money flowing in the direction of the defending team. But now things have a potential to really balance out after this round.
Oh, man. Absolutely. So now we're seeing REKT is able to use that money that they just got to kind of buy themselves back up to a bunch of pheasants. Now we're seeing Aesir for the first time on this map at the disadvantage for the util and guns. We're seeing Taquito even bringing an RCP in for this one, which is a pretty uncommon play. Usually you just see players go Spectral and Vezin. But 5 Vezins versus, or I guess 4 Vezins and then a Taurus versus all of Aesir. You know, it's going to be definitely in REKT's favor a little bit, but this site's hard to push. This site has a lot of flank opportunities for Aesir and not a lot of pushing opportunities for REKT, especially if you want to go towards the A site. The A site, really, you've only got a couple positions that you can come from, and it makes it really dangerous to try and push, you know, unless you really have some good coordination. Which of any of the teams have some good coordinations, it's going to be one of these two teams. REKT and Aesir obviously proving that they're some of the best of the best. We see that Neuro's bringing a drone into the locker room, kind of scout everything out, not seeing anything. Is going to now check out Orange Stairs, make sure his buddy's good to push in.
Looking at all of those potential flank positions, like you were saying, Willow, this really good place for defense to flank. I think Neuro right at the end saw there was 2 or maybe 3 players there at the end of the drone's life, just peeking a couple heads. I'm not sure if they called that out or were aware of it, though assuming the way that REKT has been playing recently, they've definitely got that locked in. Clef taking a bit of a hit, just going for speed there, takes out Red. It looks like REKT is pulling a note out of Aesir's book, playing very unexpectedly aggressively here, pressuring Tech9 Jr.
Wow, we got Invis Clev kind of holding the angle as he's
Ashton, did they get the plan?
No, they did not. And Clev gets a nice kill, but oh man,
Austin going for the finish. Oh, and they're taking out Neuro. Last kill. Wow, that was definitely an Aesir style play there, and coming out of REKT, the way that they've been playing every round before this, I can see Aesir as completely not being ready for that type of aggressive, fast movement.
Yeah, that was a very impressive play coming out of REKT there. I found it funny too, REKT players falling for kind of the same trap, but still ended up pulling it through at the end. So now again, we're going to see a huge util and money going over to the REKT side. As Aesir is actually able to bring some Vezins to this fight, but probably little else in terms of util or weapon. So they're going to have to simply just get the kills here, basically, and just pull it through as best they can on their own situation. For the map defense, we see that Red is top scoring over on Aesir, while Neuro's, wow, by a lot, 8 and 2, top scoring over on REKT. Clev definitely not carrying as much as he was on that last map, but you know, there's still a lot of rounds to go. We have 2 more rounds until side swap, so you know, saving or buying is, you know, it really depends on what strategies you want to go in for. It looks like Aesir is choosing to full buy this round, and then if they lose next round, they're probably just going to do the same thing that they did last map of just bring some SMGs and hope for the best. So Aesir really needs to win this round if they want to be able to pretty handedly take this pre-side swap. They need the econ for this next round, so the pressure is definitely high, and I think that's why they're bringing Vezins in this round. We see that REKT is taking the top side, just kind of taking their time, going slow, checking their corners as they slowly push toward the hatches of the site.
They've also shown Aesir at this point that they can play aggressive and fast and are really trying to bait some sort of overly defensive play out of Aesir. At least that's what I would do considering the position that REKT is in. It's just a matter of whether or not Aesir is going to fall for that sort of mental trickery here. And it looks like they're very spread out, covering a wide surface area, Aesir is, of both of these two sites. Tech9 Jr. Trying to watch both of these doorways towards the outside. REKT, meanwhile, playing very precociously. Is that Neuro throwing another drone? What was that there?
He just threw an empty drone. It looks like he forgot to activate it. Now do
Go
the
pick
walk
it
of
back up.
shame. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. All right, Neuro, round 2. Let's see if he can get it this time. One of the hardest skills to develop in the game, which is hitting the trigger before you throw the drone.
There we go. Got the drone from a safe position. Neuro, as always, playing very precociously here. Just one little missed time. A little bit of a delay on the play that REKT was going for. Oh, no! There goes the drone after all that effort. Oh, man.
Unfortunate.
At least they spotted one player there. Tech9 going to be holding that door.
We see Tech9 Jr. is kind of holding this area down. As we saw, REKT definitely likes to hold this room and kind of do what they can with it. So Tech9 Jr. is going to try and just deny the whole space. The hatch does get blown, so he's going to disengage. Maybe try to reassess where he's going to attack from the flank possibly.
But having the knowledge that a lot of those REKT players are pushing from that one side is going to allow Aesir the time to adjust their positioning. The one thing they don't have in mind is where any flankers by REKT on different floors might be at this moment in time. They're seemingly putting a good amount of focus on the A site here, and Taquito has to watch 3 different doorways by themselves.
Oh.
Does kill the EMP holder. Are they going to get the kill on Neuro? No, they are not. Neuro at half backs away, but they secured a kill and got... No, Mad Dog got taken out on REKT as well, and now Aesir has the team numbers advantage, but Neuro, during all the chaos, is going for a plant on A site. Are they going to secure it? Good kill by Clef, backing up. Takes out another player for Aesir. It's a 3v2 situation. Tech9 Jr. really backing up. Red taken out.
Oh, no.
All they had was that pistol, and now it's Tech9 Jr. versus the world, going potentially through a hatch down into the site. What are they going to do? They are not in the best position to try and 1v3 here, but what position is good for a 1v3? If there's something you can think of, I can't, because this is not looking good. REKT has 2 of their top players still alive. Austin has had a very good showing on this map recently as well. If there were any 3 players on REKT to be alive right now, those are probably the 3 I would pick at this moment in time. Not to discount Mad Dog or Ashton by any means, but just this is not looking good for Tech9. They essentially have to commit to saving. There is no way I can see them holding this.
Yep, and
There we go.
choosing to save, which is not a bad choice. I mean, a 1v3 post-plant situation is very, very difficult. So bringing this Vezin into the next round is going to be definitely beneficial for Aesir, but, you know, it would have been more beneficial to win that round. So it's going to be rough for Aesir to end up taking this last round, in my opinion. I think it's very REKT focused for this final round before the side swap. So now they have all incentive to spend every little penny that they have. And we see that they're doing exactly that. Aesir bringing 3 Vezins, but no more. Instead, opting to bring an RCP and a Taurus. Meanwhile, we see over on the REKT side, they're sitting pretty with their 5 Vezins, their 2 health syringes, and all other frags and cloaking and everything else that they could ever want. The util advantage definitely is going over towards REKT side. It looks like a hotline. And Taquito is swapping around the guns. But let's see how this round ends up going. It looks like they're choosing to go towards the kind of bathrooms, war room area, as now Mad Dog is just kind of commanding his team around, it looks like. A lot of them up on the rooftop. Just kind of figuring out where exactly they want to push from.
The mentality of both teams, but especially on REKT side, is a little bit unsure. It's confident, but there's no one place that... Wait, did Terminator get spotted by the drone there? It looks like every location except for where Terminator was positioned there, and they take out Clef as a result. Terminator recognizing that the drone didn't see them. That was huge. They did get taken out because there were so many players going through there in that moment, but Neuro's typically very methodical peeking of every single possibly hiding spot did not pan out there. Clev now being taken out for REKT puts an opportunity for Aesir to take this round back, and Aesir knows it. After Clev getting taken out, I'm sure the mentality is riding high for Aesir. They did lose another player, however, due to a very well-placed grenade. Another one down at the bottom, getting ready for some breachers action.
Oh yeah, I'm breaching.
Takes out the drone is Taquito, and now Austin, aware of exactly where Taquito is positioned. Taquito throws a grenade up through there. Are they going to take anyone out, though?
Yeah,
well
bounced the wrong
done.
direction.
Down for the count. There was an opportunity, but REKT recovered from that unexpected player death so well. And now the momentum is continuing to go in REKT's advantage. Red, presumably, going to just have to save. No, they get taken out by Pro as well, and things are really not looking for Aesir at this point in time. 4 wins for REKT in a row. That is brutal.
Yeah, that hurts for sure. Yeah, so we're seeing a nice little side swap here, as now let's see if they can bring some difference in strategy or play style. You know, definitely it's possible that one team, you know, REKT was much more push focused, and they are much better at pushing and maybe not quite as good at defending. But if their defense is anything like their offense, it might be that REKT ends up taking this whole map. A 4-2, while not a stomp, is definitely a sizable and comfortable lead by REKT. They have 2 whole rounds to mess up and still be, you know, in an okay situation.
And Aesir also just really needs to shake off those last couple rounds of getting wrecked by REKT, quite frankly. If they're able to shake that off and get focused back into the game and pull something back, then they have an opportunity to bring a win out here on offense. We'll just have to wait and see what they're going to play here. See that drone by Tech9 Jr. spots Ashton. Ashton does take out the drone, however, Tech9 Jr. now going for a fast play to back up the rest of their teammates. A lot of Aesir players on B site.
Oh! Hotline fumbles the headshot. That would have been a huge pick, but instead he gets super low. Looks like he gets... Man, we have 2 Aesir players really low, but
good kill there.
Nice kill. Wow, this is looking pretty good for Aesir. EMP down, and now we see Hotline trying to get some headshots, but you know, I'm really wondering if he should have picked up this Taurus. He's not doing a whole lot of them. Neuro getting a nasty flank.
Oh, good crouch by Neuro.
Hotline fumbling every single Taurus shot on that one. Neuro with a nasty flank that ends up winning them this whole round. Now we're going to see REKT taking another round. 1 more win for REKT, and it's a guaranteed minimum tie, but a 5-2 scenario, I think it's definitely getting to Aesir's head at this point.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no way it can't. That is a demoralizing amount of loss.
This is going to be a difficult match to recover here. There is still obviously some potential, and we've seen magic happen. Like I've said, magic happens for REKT. There's potential for a rabbit hat situation for Aesir as well, but all of them buying spectrals know that this is not looking good. They just have to get it together. A couple things may even have to go lucky for them to take this round back, considering the way that REKT has been playing today. They've been playing very strong, very together, and REKT also seems like they're going for a full spectral. That's possibly going to be an unexpected play for Aesir, pretty much turning this into pistol round 2. A lot of them buying some. For the most part, REKT is going for a very aggressive Mad Dog way out in the corner. Presumably, Tech9 Jr. is going to be throwing in the drone, and Mad Dog is hoping they can avoid getting spotted, just like Terminator avoided getting spotted last or a couple rounds ago, and then took out Clev there, if you remember that. But the one thing that Aesir may or may not be accounting for is the fact that Aesir does not need to go through that giant open area that Mad Dog is positioned in. Aesir can just go through this relatively normal pathway above B site, and Clev roaming around trying to spot where Aesir is breaching in from. and also presumably looking for that other roamer on the side of Aesir.
Yeah, they are taking some good space here, getting a nice little foam down as Keto now blows it. This is a pretty common strategy. Blow that, hold it back, try to shoot in, get any picks onto sight. Taquito watching their flank as Red is watching the window, I guess. We see 4 of Aesir all pushing the same angle.
Hotline almost dead, but not dead.
Ooh, super close to dying. Red is going to try to push in to get that EMP down. Clev at the top of the stairs, no one the wiser. Hotline running. Clev might be able to get it. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, throwing a grenade down. Is it gonna hit him? Oh no! Kill by not ready. Now that's 2 REKT players down compared to Aesir's 1. REKT has been in this position before, and Hotline is very low health. Now that's 2 Aesir players down. 3 Aesir players down. 3 REKT taken out. Only Neuro and Austin versus a 1 health Hotline and Taquito. Rabbit hat situation, like I mentioned. Austin just barely whiffing all those shots on a 1 health Hotline. Is Hotline going to make a miracle happen? Oh, killing Taquito. Oh, Austin with the play.
Austin pulling it through. Now a guaranteed minimum tie for REKT here, but let's be honest. That's going to be hard for Aesir to pull off. A 6-2 is a pretty bad loss for Aesir so far. Let's see if they're able to pull this through, but I know that Aesir is probably feeling the heat. Absolutely. So Aesir's going to bring all of the guns that they possibly can. We see they're buying a bunch of Vezins. They just need to win. There's no way around it. They just need to be on a absolute winning streak. That is their only hope.
They've got to get that momentum back in their favor. And keep in mind, that last round was a full pistol round for both sides. REKT was also saving so that they would have even more of a monetary advantage on this next round. They knew that if Aesir went full pistols, they'd probably be able to full buy for this round, at least in terms of guns. And that they would too, considering that if REKT wins this round, it's all over. They won the first map. If they win the second map, then Aesir is knocked out of the tournament and REKT will be moving on, or rather Aesir will be knocked into the bronze match.
Yeah, well, either way, these are 2 very amazingly impressive teams, and I've had a lot of fun watching this so far. But we're into this last possible round here, as Aesir has a lot of people on the rooftop blowing hatches, kind of taking stock of what positions they want to be pushing in from. Hotline and Taquito. Terminator actually is droning in, checking the orange stairs, making sure everything is clear on their side. Not gonna try and
Good kill by Austin there, and now taking out the drone as well.
Yeah, that was crazy. REKT is doing a really good job of beating Aesir at their own game of pushing out and getting unexpected kills. That what we saw early on, that was Aesir's whole winning strategy, but as they started losing more and more rounds. Oh man, Mad Dog getting a nice flank kill on Terminator, and Taquito goes down. Now it's a 2v5 situation. This is not looking for Aesir.
2-4. Clev does get taken out. That's important to keep in mind, but Neuro has had some very, very, very good flank plays on this map that have brought rounds back into REKT's favor. Good kill on Austin, though. Austin's causing Aesir a lot of issues. Tech9 Jr. taken out. They were at very low health versus the World for potentially the last round of this semifinals match. Hotline going for a breach onto the wall, trying to reposition, knows that REKT is going to try and pinch them out of their spot, so they have to play fast. They have to play aggressive. Good kill on Neuro, though. There's a potential rabbit hat situation here for Hotline. If Mad Dog and Ashton do not pull this together and are not ready for Hotline to clench up here. Oh, almost a headshot there on Mad Dog. That was risky. Mad Dog seemingly not quite ready to have that engagement, and Hotline, the adrenaline is pulsing. There are 3 REKT players down, and they're the only one left alive on their team. They know this is the last chance, and if anything, Aesir playing aggressively is what they're very good at. So having 1 player left alive versus 2, playing aggressively, moving fast, trying to just clutch up and play well, having it not necessarily be strategy dependent, but really just outplay the enemy is a potential win that I could see for Hotline. They blow up a wall there.
Just really trying to. It looks like they're really trying to just bait the enemy, trying to get REKT to get into bad positions that he's not pushing in from. But he's just kind of stressed. I think he doesn't even know where to push from. He knows that every angle is dangerous. There's nowhere safe that he can go. He's going to actually end up pushing what is arguably the wrong site, where both of REKT was in, and they get the win. Congratulations to REKT. Ended up taking up that second map as well. pretty solidly, I might add. Man, that was really impressive gameplay by both teams, but REKT just going to end up taking this with huge firepower win, as well as just a little bit better strategy in terms of where they're going to be pushing from. We see over on REKT side, Neuro going 14-3, combating, the 15-5 that we saw last round, and Red going 7-8 over on Aesir's side. That was amazing gameplay by both teams. Huge congratulations to REKT as they're going to move on, and Aesir is going to go down into the bronze side. And yeah, well, thank you so much everyone for joining us. That was super engaging. We do have more matches going on today, so don't go anywhere. We have more action-packed, if not even more action-packed than that last round games going on, as this is the last day of all of the best playing.
Yep, so you can catch us back here in an hour and a half from now for the second semifinals match of Havoc versus Wicked. I'm really looking forward to seeing that match later today. Considering the way that this one went off, it should be a very exciting one for later.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll be super exciting, super fun, and we're super happy that all of these amazing teams. And we're super happy that all of you have been giving us so much viewers. Look at us, 50 viewers over here on the Disorient Labs watching these amazing teams go at it. Thank you so much, everyone who's given to the stream, and even if you're just simply watching and engaging as much as we are, we thank you all so much. This has been super fun. I know it's a bit of a long break before this next game, but trust me, it is worth the wait. There's no better action-packed games that you're going to see today than the ones that we have here for you at Disorient Labs.
That being said, thank you to Ruby for being on the cams today, and I've been Not Gollum.
I've been Willow.
And we'll catch you in the next one.